Today I'll walk you through Bangaaru React Native Accessibility linter. This extension helps React Native developers catch common accessibility issues directly inside VS Code or Cursor or any clone of VS Code before even the developer ship their code um, into the production. So here is let's look into the code base. Here is a sample code base which I got in my favorite IDE, the Cursor. Um, okay, I will walk you through some of the common issues we currently have in this sample, and we'll see how we can fix it. So once you can find this extension on the marketplace and you can add it here. Once you have the extension here and it's enabled, um, the 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 file, it supports JavaScript, TypeScript, TSX, React Native, JavaScript, React Native, all these files. So first thing is, if you see, if what it does is this extension kinds of alerts or throws an error warning, making sure letting the developer know that a particular accessibility tag is missing, and it also prompts for how you can fix it. So here, as when you come here and see, it's missing accessibility label, meaningful accessibility label for screen readers. All you could do is just enter, and as soon as you see that, you can tab, bam, now you see the error is, the warning is gone. So next, coming to this one, if you see, if you are an accessibility expert, you can see the bunch of things missing, but the label is one of them. This is a text input. So along with the label, I think even a role is important. Let's check it out. Yes, so accessibility label is important. So even after adding the label, it's not gone because we need a role for text input. So we need a placeholder, accessibility role. Yeah, I think we already have a placeholder. We can just remove one. Add accessibility role. Okay, so we need to have accessibility role. Okay, so this is how we fix it. And here again, it's the same thing with this. I don't need a placeholder because we already have it in here. So we were able to fix these warnings by adding appropriate roles and labels. And if you see switch interactive switch, so switch is an interactive element and we need a role. So we have a label, but it's always important to have a role because some of the modern React Native, modern screen readers do understand and say what this interactive element is by appending switch at the end, but it's always important to make sure we add these roles. And if you look at this one, this is talking about touch targets. So we talked about labels, accessibility role, and this is with respect to touch target. So on mobile, as per the accessibility standards, whatever the version we are on, the minimum width and height is 44. So when I change it to width and height of minimum 44, the warning is gone. So this is how we make sure the developer is enforced to fix all these lint errors and making sure the accessibility is baked into the code right during their developments, thereby saving a lot of uh, other resources time. And if you see here, flat list, yeah, flat list is also an interactive element. That's why it has a bunch of items, list items, which are also interactive. So we need to add a role, and also add a label. Yeah, and here again, touch opacity is also an interactive element, but yeah, this we can get rid of it. We already had a role. Okay, let's see what's the error. Missing meaningful accessibility label for screen readers. Okay, we do not have a label. Okay, I would have to look into this, why this is complaining about. We already have one. Okay, I'll take it as for me to work on this. And what about this one? Touch opacity with disabled prop should include accessibility state. Yeah, this is another example where I wanted to show you guys. So there is something called disabled state accessibility. If I disable a button but forget to mark its state, screen readers won't know it's disabled. The linter fixes that with accessibility state uh, equal to whatever the state is, disabled, true or false. So we need to make sure we add that. So when it is disabled, you should mark it as disabled is true. So that's why the linter is complaining. So it's very important. Let me add it at the bottom. Yes. See, this is gone. So this is how we fixed all our warnings, and the extension does a pretty good job of making sure we address all these issues like accessibility roles, labels, touch target, disable state accessibility. Yeah. So overall, to summarize this, with Bangaaru React Native Accessibility Linter, your mobile apps will be accessible by default, reducing bugs, saving QA time, and ensuring compliance with accessibility standards. Thank you guys for watching.